In this video, we will take a look at how you might be able to install the drain pipe plumbing for the 625 square foot house. And when I say might, I don't think there's anything wrong with this, but this does not mean it won't work in certain states, counties, or other countries. So always make sure that you check with your local building authorities before assuming that everything in everybody's YouTube videos is actually going to work in your area. It's a big no-no. So basically what we got here is a washer and dryer hookup, a kitchen sink, and a bathroom with a sink, toilet, and a bathtub shower combo. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the bathroom here and then head over to the kitchen sink. And I will be angling this pipe here so that I don't drill any holes through the window king studs. Another big no-no, but I'm guessing that a lot of building inspectors either let it go or just don't simply know that it isn't allowed on most building codes with a 2x4 wall. You're allowed to do it on a 2x6 wall. So the kitchen sink is all 1.5 inch going all the way to a combo fitting here where we have a 2-inch pipe going to the wash machine. And then I have a clean out here. You can put the clean out above the fitting or below it. I haven't found anything that said you can't put these fittings or that you have to put the fittings above or below a sanitary tee like we have here. And of course we have an 1.5 inch pipe that is going to vent out of the roof. And we will have a long sweep 90 down here. Next up, let's go ahead and head over to the combo fitting. We are going to have a 2-inch, 2-inch, and an 1.5 inch coming in here. And then depending upon if this is going to be a 4-inch pipe, in my example, we have a 3-inch pipe. However, your local building authorities might require a 4-inch pipe here. So we have a 2-inch coming into a 3-inch combo, a long sweep 90 over here. And next up, let's head over to the wash machine. We're going to have a 2-inch pipe here. Now, I'm pretty sure you can go out with an 1.5 inch for the vent above the sanitary tee. However, I think you're going to need a 2-inch clean out here. So 2 inches all the way over to here, 2 inches all the way up to here, and then of course an 1.5 inch vent out. Now in my example, I have a 2-inch vent pipe coming out above the sanitary tee and the clean out. And it looks like I made a mistake, but I corrected it here. The minimum distance for the trap weir is going to be twice the diameter of the pipe. We have a 2-inch pipe here. So we're going to need 4 inches from this point to this point here, which could affect the placement of the wall framing studs. You might need a little wider wall framing bay there. So again, all 2 inches over here and 1.5 inches over here. And like I said, I don't think you're going to have a problem coming out of this with an 1.5 inch vent through the roof. And then our clean out here. And the clean out here will need to be the same size as the pipe, 3 inches. And it would need to be 4 inches if we were going to use a 4-inch pipe here. And then the direction of the drain flow is going to be going in this direction. And this pipe will eventually hook up to a septic tank or a sewer drainage system. In our bathroom, we're going to have a sink, a toilet, and a bathtub. And we can come down vertically with a combo fitting into the drain line, 3 inches to an 1.5 inch combo fitting, and then an 1.5 inch sanitary tee for the sink. And then we're going to have a Y fitting that's going to come off of this pipe horizontally and then come up with a long sweep 90 here. And the vent for the toilet is going to be over here. So this is basically going to be a wet vent from here to here. So this vent will be used for the toilet and the bathtub. And this pipe here will be used to vent the bathroom sink, 1.5 inch. Coming up to an upside down sanitary tee, 2-inch pipe here. And again, it's important to put the sanitary tee upside down. And I do have another video on that at our website. So here's our overflow for the bathtub, the drain coming into the trap, all 1.5 inch, coming into another sanitary tee. So an 1.5 inch, 3 inch over here, 3 inch over here, a long sweep 90 here, and then a clean out here. The clean out will need to be 3 inches over here. And the way that I moved this pipe over a little bit was so that you could actually access it easier by having it in between the toilet and the bathtub. Take a look at it from here. This is going to be angled a little bit, and then we're going to be picking the toilet up with a 45-degree angle here. And let's go ahead and zoom out to take a look at the rest of the pipes. All of these are going to be 90-degree angles coming off of here to 90, here to 90, to make the layout for your project as easy as you possibly can make it. And again, a long sweep 90 here. And then here we have a combo fitting, 1.5 inches coming down, 3 inches over here. And then our clean out. Clean out is going to be 3 inches with a reducer, reducing from 3 inches to 2 inches. Now I have found that in Canada, you're allowed to make this vent pipe 1.5 inches. But again, you would have to check with your local building authorities to verify that information. Usually going to have 1.25 inches on the bathroom lavatory sink. And that will be 1.25 inches up to this point here. So let's go ahead and start wrapping this video up here. If you have any questions at all, or if there's something I missed in the video, feel free to let us know in the comment area. And in case you didn't see it before, the reason why we're angling this, and we will need to notch the back of the cabinets. However, we won't be drilling any holes through our king stud here, which will definitely make most building inspectors happy who actually look out for that stuff. Here is another one of those videos that won't be important to most people, but needs to be made. I made one a long time ago. And someone recently asked a question, like this wasn't a big deal. You can drill through the trimmers and the king studs and fine, knock yourself out, drill through them. I would check with my local building department first, or a structural engineer. And the reason for that is because I have worked on quite a few jobs where you are not allowed to drill through the king studs. I'm in Southern California. And keep in mind that these building codes change over time. But by the time you're done watching the video, hopefully this will make sense. And then why drill through them if you can go around them and simply do some modifications to the kitchen cabinets if this is where it is going to be. A lot of times this problem right here arrives when you have a kitchen sink in front of a window in a kitchen. So that's usually the biggest problem. Bathrooms don't seem to be that big of a problem because most of the times they're not going to have a window in front of the sink. They're going to have a mirror. So here's what the vent might look like if you drill through the king stud. Pipe coming up here. This is going to be the drain coming out for the sink, and then the vent coming up here. This would be 1.5 inch pipe. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what the building code books suggest. And this would be for a load-bearing wall. You're not allowed to notch more than 1/4 of the stud width. So 3.5 inches would be about 7/8 of an inch. 5.5 inches would be about 1 3/8 inches. Now it does not say how long the notch can be, which is a kind of, there are a lot of things in the code books that say one thing but don't say something else. So apparently you could notch this whole stud down and not have a problem. I wouldn't do it, but hopefully that makes sense. Now when it comes to drilling holes, anything more than 40% of a wall stud in a load-bearing wall is going to require a double stud. And you're not allowed to go more than 60%, period. 60%, 61% would be a no-no. So you'd probably have to replace the stud and tear apart all the plumbing, I would imagine. So between 40 and 60%, you're going to need to double the studs up on a 2x6. Here you can see that you could run 1.5 inch vent pipe through it without a problem. Now this is not talking about a king stud. These right here are talking about wall framing studs. So not this situation right here might not be acceptable where you double up the king studs. And I'm just showing you this because I think this is where the individual is going. You could just double up the wall framing stud and be fine. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. And another thing, when it comes to a king stud, you got the king stud here, and this is going to be supporting the weight above it. And then we have a trimmer, and you're drilling through both the trimmer and the king stud. And I don't think this is that big of a deal, anything supporting the windowsill. But if you had a 6-foot or a 10-foot window, which you're probably not going to have in a kitchen. And you have it's in a 3-story building, and you have a lot of weight sitting on top of the header, sitting on top of the wall. This is when this stuff starts to make sense. So, on a single-story house with a composition roof, roof shingles, you don't have a lot of weight on the roof. Something like this probably never going to have a problem with. Okay, now here's what the building code does allow, and I already made a video. The previous video was about this right here. I will put a link here to so you can go check that out. Not allowed to go through more than 2 wall framing studs. And again, this is just an example for those of you who aren't going to watch the other video. So just wanted to throw in an example. You double up the studs. If you're between 40 and 60% of the hole, if you've drilled a hole that's between 40 and 60% of the width of the stud, something like this should be acceptable by most building authorities. Something else would be to move it on the other side and then bring the drain line in at an angle. So this right here would give you a drain here, and you might have to put a 22.5 degree or a 45 degree line on it to make everything work out with it like this. But if that doesn't work, sometimes you can move it over and get a straight shot to the center. So you're going to have a straight vent and a straight shot with the drain to the sink. I kind of just drew a plan there of what the sink would kind of look like if you had the center drain. If you had one big giant sink, most of the time we have like two or three sinks in our kitchen, and the drain has to go around the garbage disposal and stuff like that. So this would take a little bit of planning. Another thing I need to point out is that the drain arm here, and this is usually referred to as the fixture trap arm, on an 1.5 inch pipe, it usually can't go more than 42 inches. So that's probably 42 inches from the center to the center of the drain. But I would imagine if you were 44 inches, you're probably not going to have a problem with that. But you could always go 2 inches. You could have a 2-inch drain here and a 2-inch trap arm, and then an 1.5 inch vent pipe up. And if that's the case, you need some more room. That can go up to 5 feet. So keep that in mind. And there are a couple of things that I've seen on trap weirs or the drain weirs. And remember, I'm not a plumber. I'm more trained in framing. It's not to say that I can't provide you with information about plumbing. This isn't rocket science. But you do need to check. You can't get confused here. I seen one where if you had 1/4 inch per foot with a 2-inch, you could run it 8 feet. And that might be fine if you're underground or you're working on things. It's not the same thing as the fixture trap arm. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. So hope it helps. Hope this clears up some of the confusion with king studs. Really, there's no reason. I really don't see any reason why you got to drill through these. At the worst, you're going to have to cut some notches in your cabinets, or if you're going to have a row of drawers in here, you might need to make one drawer shorter than the other. And other than that, I really don't see that big of a thing. A cosmetic, look, you don't want to see this in a cabinet or something like that. Okay, well, what are you going to, what's worse, to have the structural integrity of the building compromised, or, a door you're going to open up in your cabinet and see a little bit of pipe, in the finished product? I'd rather see the pipe. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out some of our other videos on YouTube. And if you can't find the videos on YouTube, make sure that you visit our website to find a complete organized list of all of the videos we've made so far.